by the way, look at this really cool t-shirt. So, it's Mickey Mouse. Oh, how cool. And then, I am Mickey Mouse. It's magic. So I was binge watching Crash Course, which is this really cool science educational show thing that is done by these two people who I love, which are John and Hank Green. And Hank Green was talking a little bit about mutations and how they are the sole reason that we are here as a species, that they are responsible pretty much for all change and growth and evolution. And I started thinking about how, oh my gosh, I don't know why this never hit me before, but I'm like, cystic fibrosis is a mutation of some sort. It's here for a reason in a weird way, because mutations that aren't necessary or that don't help the species survive, they die out. So why is CF still a thing? So then I was like, oh, this will be an interesting research project, and I just went down the rabbit hole on CF. A mutation is a mistake in the copying process. What you have a cell, you have DNA and you have RNA, and the RNA is like the little builder and the DNA is like the blueprint, and the RNA goes and reads the blueprints and copies it perfectly, almost all the time. Sometimes it makes a little mistake. A mistake? A mistake. And that mistake is a mutation. And now if this mutation manifests itself in the organism in some way that's kind of useful, then that organism that has that kind of useful mistake mutation will then survive, thus passing on that mistake kind of also mutation to its offspring, right? So, cystic fibrosis, it is a mutation. It is a mistake, but yet it's here for some reason, which means the people that had it somehow survived long enough to like pass it down to their babies, and it's like somehow this is still around, so it means it must have been useful for something. So turns out it was. Is everyone familiar with cholera? Cholera, the way it works is it depletes your cells of the sodium, thus depleting them of the water, thus giving you really bad diarrhea and really bad dehydration and all of that. So CF, think about what does CF do? It causes an overload of salt in the body, right? Because it traps the salt in the cell, thus trapping the water. Correlation between the two. Cystic fibrosis very well could have come about. There's a bunch of different theories on this, and this is kind of the top theory, is that CF actually came about to combat cholera because it keeps the sodium in. You can't really get cholera. Then again, when you have sodium and water trapped in your cells, it dries out all your mucus, and then you get really, really thick mucus, and then you have this. Honestly, I don't even know which one I'd rather have. But there is a reason for CF, and then after a while it just started becoming like very ingrained in people's bodies, and then they just started passing it on, and now it's like this big whole, thing where like 30,000 people have cystic fibrosis. Funny fact, actually, the only place that like the place that has the highest concentration of people with cystic fibrosis is in Finland, where 1 in every 80 people have cystic fibrosis. Wow. Normally it's like 1 in every 5,000 or something. Jeez, that's crazy. 1 in every 80. I mean, Finland just must have amazing CF centers. Maybe I'll move to Finland. Anyway, the point of this video. I think it's incredibly fascinating that everything we are, all of our eye colors and our hair colors and our moods and our brains and our hands and our thumbs and our society, I mean the way we function as a society, the things we take for granted, video cameras, computers, video games, all of that, all stem from a mistake. We would have been little single-celled organisms if there weren't mess-ups. But those things actually cause more life and cause more creation and growth than anything else. So, personally, I think we have to stop seeing these things as being only terrible. I mean, yes, CF sucks. It has its moments. It also has its uses. Apparently, I can't get cholera. And apparently, it's here for some strange, big reason that we can't understand.